Well, thanks for joining us at H360 Health Talk. I'm back with Amy Rubin, who's here today talking to us about manifestLETS, mindfulness, and mindful self. Amy, thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much, Dave. It's a pleasure to be here.
So you go through, you lose your bee charm, you find your bee charm. You say to your sister, you know what, this is kind of silly. This is so important to me.
Right.
This means so much to me. I don't ever want that feeling of getting on my hands and knees and looking through the bottom of my closet again for this thing.
Exactly.
So tell me, you decide to incorporate this into a wearable.
Yes.
And so tell me, how did that process take? I mean, do you have a history in art design or fashion or?
So that's a good question. So I definitely like to make jewelry. It's something that I dabble in. I have typically been making a lot of diffuser bracelets because I love using essential oils. And again, something that happened after my dad's diagnosis and the realization of how many chemicals that we come in contact with on a daily basis. So I love to wear diffuser bracelets, which basically means that they have these lava stones on them, and you can put your essential oils right onto them. And then that smell can help to bring about whatever the healing properties are that you're looking for. So for today, I'm wearing Valor, which they refer to as liquid courage, because that's what I need right now in my life.
I think I'm the one that needs it in front of you. I don't think it's the other way around, honestly.
So it was really more of a creative distraction that I needed. I went to Michael's and I just had some fun picking out some different stuff. I knew that I wanted some type of a barrel to be able to put the hope or your wish or your intention that you needed most into. And it was really a matter of buying a variety of different products. And then I came to my mom's hospital room and I kind of dumped them all out. And I was sort of like, not only does it make us happy, it's a creative distraction. And no sooner did I have these things out on the bed and a nurse came in and it was like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, I think I'm going to make some bracelets. Then another person came in, oh, you're making bracelets? Are you going to sell them? And I was like, I don't know. How much are they going to be? And it was like, I couldn't make them fast enough.
So now the two boys work in the gift shop at the hospital?
Yeah, exactly, basically. And it really just started kind of taking off like wildfire. And obviously I knew that in the health and wellness field and when you're dealing with patients and their caregivers, we all need something, whether it's we need some hope, we need some courage, we need to, have some type of something that we know can help to kind of carry us through. And so I finalized my design, which is this really cool, we make them unisex so that they can be worn by men or women. I like that they are very lightweight, which means that you can kind of like wear them with your watch or other bracelets to be able to stack them. The amazing thing that's on here is that they do have the diffuser beads that's on them, but they each have this manifesting barrel, which is what I call this. Okay. And the cool thing is that you can use the attached tag to write your hope or your wish or your intention, and then roll it and slip it into the barrel, and then it will hold it for safekeeping.
That's awesome. So now, your sister, does she live in the area? Is she helping you make these bracelets?
So my sister lives in Vermont. So she has hers that she sells in Vermont. She sells at a variety of different health and wellness stores and some different boutiques and different stores. She also incorporates a number of different types of healing stones into hers as well. And so then here in New Jersey, I've kind of been doing some different vendor markets that I sell them at. I've also started an online Shopify store for people to be able to buy them online. And I kind of focus on the wooden ones, and I also incorporate Amazonite into mine because I love the mantra that's behind it, which is I can accomplish anything I put my mind to. So we have been very successful in selling them by word of mouth. I also have them in a few stores throughout New Jersey and also some holistic wellness stores as well. And they have been wildly received at this point. And the really exciting thing is that with the purchase of a regular manifestLET, it allows me to gift it to someone in need. And that's really, I feel like, where I get to pay back or give back and pay it forward. Those are my favorite days when I go and get to deliver them.
So I notice on the bracelet, there's a little charm. There's a little metal charm. What is that? This one here.
So this is a lotus charm. It's definitely a symbol that means a lot to me. It is supposed to symbolize not only perseverance, but the lotus is actually a flower that grows in mud and every night reblooms into a beautiful flower. And the most amazing thing is that even though it blooms out of the mud, it is a perfect flower when it blooms, and there is no remnants of the mud or the seaweed or anything else that it is growing through. So it really is a powerful symbol of perseverance, of hope, of strength, of courage, of all of those things. And then I also, on some of these, I incorporate for the men so that they don't feel left out, because not all men want silver on their bracelet, but some do. I've also integrated some hematite, which is a beautiful healing stone that helps with being grounded and balanced. It's supposed to help balance the negative energies and transfer them into positive energies. And it's supposed to not only help in your physical well-being, but also your emotional well-being as well. So it's been a kind of a healing stone or a healing bracelet, but also that has some hope for the future and whatever it is that you wish to bring to light.
Now tell me, how does manifestLETS and mindful self come together? And if you do one, do you have to do the other? Do you recommend doing one before the other? Do they work hand in hand? Talk to me a little about that.
So that's a good question, because sometimes some people come and they buy a manifestLET because they already know what they want to put in it, right? But when we use the word intention, sometimes it can make people get really worried that they don't know what that means, right? What's an intention? And I had that same experience a couple of months back when I was trying to do some work on intentions, and it was almost like I wanted this big intention that was all encompassing, right? And so we learn through the law of attraction, through the law of focus, that what we think about is what we create in our lives, that we can kind of create our existence. And so therefore, not only is this something that can help us to manage our pain and accept the things that we can't change, but mindfulness simply asks us to pay attention on purpose.
So do you recommend focusing on one aspect at a time? So if it's hope, if it's willpower, if it's strength, whatever that is, should you focus on one, put that in the barrel?
Start with one thing at a time, and it can definitely be something that the process will change and evolve as time goes on. But eventually your intention or your goal or your hope will naturally just fall out. And as I always say, that's when the magic happens, kind of like a wish bracelet, right?
Sure.
When it falls off, your wish comes true.
Yeah. Now, you personally, how often do you look inside that barrel?
I check it on a daily basis just to remind myself that it's there, right? But the more that I wear this, and I wear this on a daily basis, the more that even just the sight of the manifesting barrel is a reminder of my intention.
Got
right?
it. Got it. So in the manifestLET, by wearing that, does it also remind you that during the course of your day, no matter how hectic things may be, you have to set aside some time, whether that's morning, noon, night, for mindfulness? I can see how that would be a reminder, especially for somebody that's new at mindfulness and really needs to practice that.
Absolutely.
Your day, I know myself, my days get away from me, right?
Yeah.
And so the next thing you know, it's evening, you're tired, you're nodding off, and the day is gone. So having that reminder of, look, I have to take time for me, right? Because, and we always tell this to caregivers, right? We say, if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you take care of the person you're caring for?
Right.
And I see it so many times that the caregivers put themselves on the back burner, whether it's their exercise, whether it's their diet, whether it's relationships, and they're all encompassed in the act of caregiving, that nothing else matters. And then the next thing you know, they're not well.
Right. Right.
So
I know, and I definitely saw that firsthand, and I experienced it firsthand. You know, sometimes it's so emotionally draining as well as physically draining to be a caregiver, and depending on the condition, and as that condition, you know, either improves or sometimes unfortunately worsens, the level of care that's necessary can be, you know, so difficult. And if we don't have a support system for ourselves, that's another important piece, right? It can be really difficult to be able to ask for help or to have somebody to give you a break, or to be able to, you know, step away from that situation and just give yourself that moment of whatever it is that you need. And again, I think that's where mindfulness is so forgiving, because it doesn't require us to do anything except to pay attention on purpose. So therefore, whether you're formally sitting on a cushion or on your couch or lying somewhere, you know, doing a body scan, or if you, as I said before, doing a chore that you already need to do, right? I can't tell you how many times my mindfulness activity was filling my dad's pill containers, right?
Yeah.
Or my children will help me with making manifestLETS as being their mindfulness practice, because we are focused just on that, right?
Sure.
And just being aware of what that feels like in that moment to focus on that thing. And that can, over time, with practice, make powerful changes to how we relate to these things in the future. But it's scientifically proven that it also can create new neural pathways in our brain. So it will change the way that we react and we respond to these situations in the future. Not only can it shrink that amygdala, which is that response to crisis, and our alarm system in our brain,
Yep.
It can also grow our hippocampus, which is what makes it such a powerful tool for anybody who is a student or anybody who, you know, all of us have a need for memory, right?
Yep.
And that working memory, it can actually grow that part of our brain as well. And as I always say too, it kind of connects and grows stronger neural pathways that help to connect that prefrontal cortex, where we have the reason and the rational side of our brain, with the alarm system or the primal part of our brain, making it less likely that we're going to flip our lid, making it less likely that we're going to kind of go off the handle and whatever. It's not going to, you know, be perfect all the time,
Sure.
but it's just kind of setting us up for success.
Well, Amy, it's always a pleasure having you on Health Talk. You're doing great work. And please keep us posted. And I can't wait for your third visit to Health Talk.
Well, thank you very much. I look forward to that too.
Thank
Always
you.
a pleasure.